guys, SuperSaf here, and I believe we have a bit of an exclusive today. I hope. We have here the brand new 6th generation iPad mini 2021 edition in all 4 of the new colors. Not only that, we also have all of the new Smart Folio Cases, as well as the iPad 9th generation. One of the first videos in the world, so a thumbs up for your boy would be appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Let's go ahead, get these unboxed and see what they have to offer. So inside each box, of course, we do have the new iPad minis. As well as that, we do get some paperwork, a SIM card tool if you do go for the cellular version, as well as some white Apple stickers. Now, you just get white Apple stickers regardless of which color iPad you go for. Then we have a USB Type-C to USB Type-C 1 meter cable. And yes, that is because the new iPad mini now has USB Type-C, not Lightning. Amazing. And there is also a 20-watt power adapter included in the box. This is awesome. This is a USB Type-C power adapter, and you will be able to also use this to charge your iPhone, for example. Now let's get to the iPad minis and we'll unwrap them all at the same time. And here we are, guys, the brand new iPad mini in all 4 colors side by side. We've got the space gray, the pink, the purple, as well as the Starlight. The space gray, tried and tested. I'd say this is one of the most popular colors. Looks really nice and simple. We've then got the pink. Now this isn't too much of a strong pink. It's a very light pink. Sort of reminds me of the rose gold iPhones that we used to have. And then we have the purple. Now, this one is quite striking. I think this one stands out the most for me. I do like this purple color. All of the antenna bands are also color coded, which look really nice. And then we've got the Starlight. Now, this is the closest to traditionally what we have as a silver, but it does have a slight hue to it. Definitely let me know in the comments below which color is your favorite. Now, we do have an aluminium enclosure for all of these, but most importantly, this is made with 100% recycled aluminium. Big thumbs up for that. And these are super thin and super light, making them very compact, just around 6.3 millimeters thin, and they weigh less than 300 grams. Now, to put that into perspective, the iPhone 13 Pro Max weighs around 238 grams, so around 50 to 60 grams more compared to the iPhone 13 Pro Max. So very compact. Now the biggest change we have is actually at the front. So let's flip these around. And there we go. So we've got an all new design here with a much larger screen in the same body size. So this is an 8.3 inch Liquid Retina display using IPS technology. The previous iPad mini had around a 7.9 inch display. This is a really nice display. We've got around a 326 ppi pixel density, meaning things are really sharp. We've also got 500 nits of peak brightness, and this is also a very accurate display with a P3 wide color gamut. Now, the way Apple has managed to get a larger screen size in a similar size body is because of the fact that we've got smaller borders. So you'll see that we've got uniform bezels on the top, bottom, left, and right. Now, this does mean that we no longer have a Touch ID button on the front. This has now been moved to the top. Now this actually works really well and it's really fast. I actually prefer this placement, and that means that the front isn't actually interrupted whatsoever. Now another big improvement we've got in the iPad minis is with the cameras. So we do have now a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera for the front, and this does support center stage. Center stage was initially introduced on the iPad Pro, and this essentially follows you around, so you don't have to be static in one place when you're taking video calls. And it's also gonna zoom out if you have more than one person. I absolutely love this on my iPad Pro, and it's great to see that this has now made its way to the iPad mini. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far and you haven't already, then be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon. We're gonna have some new iPhone 13 content coming very soon, and you're not going to want to miss it. The rear-facing camera also has been improved. So we've got a 12 megapixel camera with an f1.8 aperture. This can record 4K video, but most importantly, this now also has a new ISP. What is an ISP? The ISP is an image signal processor, which is part of the new chip. And this iPad mini is now powered by the same chip that's powering the brand new iPhone 13 series, and that is the A15 Bionic. This has a 6-core CPU, giving it up to 40% faster performance, a 5-core GPU with up to 80% faster graphics compared to the previous generation, as well as a 16-core neural engine. Now, having this level of performance on an iPad mini is absolutely amazing. I believe this makes it the most powerful iPad in its current lineup. Yes, we've got the iPad Pros with the M1, which are on another level altogether, but this is the only iPad that's powered by the A15 chip. So what does that mean in real world usage? Well, I've actually tried editing videos and images on here, and it's actually really smooth. But on top of that, you've also got improved AI performance. So we've got the Translate app, for example, and thanks to the A15, we can actually live translate conversations. So let's test this out, shall we? My French isn't great. I only remember a few bits from school, but we'll try it out. Tu t'appelles comment? And there you go. That's absolutely amazing. I mean, I don't even think I said it right. Let's try a different language. I know little bits of Arabic. Assalamu alaikum. That is absolutely amazing. The iPad mini also comes with 5G support now too. So if you do get the cellular version, you're going to be able to get 5G connectivity, and this is going to give you download speeds of up to 3.5 gigabits a second. So let's now take a look around the iPad mini. So as we saw earlier on, we do have the power button at the top, which doubles up as a fingerprint scanner. There's also the volume buttons at the top this time, not on the sides. We have some speakers on the top and at the bottom, and when you do have this in landscape mode, then you are going to be getting stereo sound. The speakers on this do sound really good. And then at the bottom, we do have the USB Type-C port, and I'm so glad this is here. According to the keynote, this is up to 10 times faster than what we had previously. And that's my argument for all Apple devices. Let's switch to USB Type-C rather than Lightning. Now, this is so useful if you are a photographer, for example, and you want to be getting your images onto here quickly. You're going to be able to plug in a USB dongle, or even directly connect this to your camera, for example. You can connect external hard drives. We actually don't have anything on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, we do have a SIM card tray if you do get the cellular version, as well as the magnetic connector. Now, what is this magnetic connector going to be used for? Well, of course, it's going to be used for the Generation 2 Apple Pencil, which magnetically connects here on the side. It's funny because the length of the Apple Pencil is almost the length of the iPad mini. This is also going to charge wirelessly, so you're not going to have to connect it here at the bottom like you had to do with the Generation 1 Apple Pencil on the previous iPad mini. Now, personally, being somebody who does lots of photo editing, video editing, doodling, I'm a big fan of the Apple Pencil, and I know a lot of people swear by it. We've got Adobe Fresco here. I generally also use Procreate. Let's try to draw something quickly here. Any guesses to what this is? There we go, not bad. I'm not the best at drawing. This is one of the doodles that I used to do back in school, and I still remember how to do it. But yeah, Apple Pencil support, absolutely awesome. This is sold separately. It retails for about £120. Now for the battery, we have a 19.3 watt hour battery. And in my experience over the last week or so, the battery life has been really good. Should get you through the day absolutely fine. Now, of course, it's going to vary depending on what you do. If you're somebody who's going to be taking lots of video calls during the day, then this is going to run out faster compared to if you don't. And we have iPadOS 15 out of the box. Now, there are lots of videos online already which go into lots of detail on iPadOS 15. But you can see here right away, we've got lots of active widgets. We've also got the app library here on the dock, so you can get to it very quickly and easily. And we also have improved multitasking. So for example, if I've got a web browser open, I can just tap here at the top, select split screen view, see which other app I want. So maybe I want to check out some podcasts. This podcast looks super interesting, so we'll just tap here. There you go, nice and easy. Now there's no smart connector at the back like we've got on some other iPads, but you can connect a keyboard to this wirelessly using Bluetooth. And before we look at pricing as well as the 9th generation iPad, let's take a look at the different Smart Folio cases. Here we go. So there is the English Lavender. This will go really nicely with the purple. There's an electric orange, dark cherry, a black, and a white. Black will go really nicely with the space gray. These magnetically connect to the iPad mini and protect the screen as well, as you can see. And they retail for around £59 each. And back to the iPad mini for the pricing. So this starts at £479 or $499. That is for the base 64GB Wi-Fi only version. You will be paying around $140 or $150 more for the 5G cellular version. And here are also the prices for the 256GB versions. Now this is of course a higher price compared to the previous generation iPad mini. However, you are getting that A15 Bionic chip, which, reminder, is on the new iPhone 13 series, which means this is going to be really powerful, and it's also going to last you a good few years. You've got the improved display, completely redesigned with the smaller bezels and the larger screen. Apple Pencil Gen 2 support with USB Type-C, and of course that new center stage front-facing camera. Now I know that price is still going to be a little bit high for some people, and for those of you, you can opt to go for the regular iPad 9th generation, which also has had some improvements. Let's check that out. Now this starts at just £319 or $330, which in my opinion is very competitive for what this offers. It now also comes with double the storage for that price, 64GB. Now my niece bought an iPad 8th generation following my advice like literally 3 weeks ago, but that's because I had no idea Apple were going to be upgrading this and also including double the storage. Now the overall design as well as the display are pretty much the same as what we had on the 8th generation iPad, so we still have the 10.2-inch display with the borders as well as the Touch ID button here at the front. There's still the Lightning connector unlike the iPad mini, but this is now powered by the A15 Bionic chip, which gives it up to 20% improvement for performance. There's also the updated ISP, image signal processor, that comes with that chipset, so you get an improved rear-facing camera, and we also have a new front-facing camera. So this is the ultra-wide 12-megapixel camera with center stage. So some really good improvements here for the iPad 9th generation. And if you are on a bit of a budget, you still want a brand new tablet, then this is a really good one to go for. Let's quickly look at the size compared to the iPad mini. As you can see, the iPad 9th generation is significantly bigger compared to the iPad mini. Nevertheless, I think it's a great lineup of iPads that are now available. There's really something for everybody. And if you are interested in picking one of these up, I'll leave some links down in the description below. What do you guys think of the new iPad mini 6th generation as well as the iPad 9th generation? Definitely let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then do smash that like button for me. And if you haven't already, then be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon. As mentioned, there's going to be lots of iPhone 13 SuperSaf style coverage here on the channel. You definitely don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf TV, and I'll see you next time.